Well, I just want to inform the public that I have just made an email asking for help from the Philippine Commission on Women, as well as to the office of Senator Antonio Trillanes. I was just restricted using the Facebook because I had just made a live statement a while ago, a live video about the teacher issue. But then I realized that I was already banned for 1 month. So I'd be able to get back there and make some live shows or live videos starting on December 22. And I was also restricted to share some of my videos or some of my posts to other pages, including my pages, and of course to my group and to all those groups that I have joined. I was already restricted to go and share also my thoughts regarding the current issues, especially this teacher issue that Raffy Tulfo wanted to let her get fired or to let her finish her capacity being a teacher because of this student who had complained about her for child abuse and for humiliating him inside the school premises. But for me, all I did was to express my sincere thoughts. And of course, because I was also a victim of this Raffy Tulfo in action, being a person who would actually judge already, who would actually just give a statement judging a certain person, which is a real biased program. And of course, that is not really the right way to do it, especially for those people who are searching or who are seeking for some help. And most especially those people who cannot afford to go and find a lawyer and then in order to be able to get help from them. But I just want you to be aware that Raffy Tulfo in action is not the best way, because I myself is the prime witness. Because by the time that I had my case also, when I had my issue against Nino Barsaga and of course against Drew Oliver, because of the bullying that had made me go and seek for some help to Raffy Tulfo, and because I didn't get the right judgment or the right help that I was really asking from him. And that was the reason why I really had to make some comments right after that he already made a decision that I wasn't going to continue searching for some justice by means of going through the process in order to get this Nino Barsaga, in order for him to get sued. And of course, in terms also of the allegations of Drew Oliver, saying that I had just made some foolish videos, that I was just making some funs and making some jokes and just laughing at Raffy Tulfo after I had made a complaint to his office or to his studio. And of course, without even him realizing that that video itself was just published 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks prior to when I went there in order to make some complaints against Nino Barsaga. But instead of clarifying these issues that I was actually complaining about, and then the worst thing that he has made was to make an announcement throughout the world that I was a person that everybody don't need to take seriously, or everybody just needs to ignore, because I am a person who doesn't need Raffy Tulfo in action. But instead, he had made a very, very insensitive announcement that I am a person who doesn't need his help but needs a professional and medical help. And that has really triggered, it has triggered the whole world in order to bully me. In order to bully me with such statements like baliw, crazy, buwang, or anything in that form. Anything in that definition. And that had really cost my name, my career, my profession, myself as a human being. And that really has triggered everybody in order to bully me as if I was already a worthless person in the whole world and has no right to exist. And even those people who are willing to justify my part, they are even being bullied also. And that's the reason why everybody who would be on my side, they are really very scared already, because they just don't want to be bullied by those people who've been bashing me because of this issue. So I was left with nothing, with nobody but myself. Until such time that this Adora issue, I came out again in order to really express my thoughts about it, because this Adora was also another victim. I am sure that there's a lot of more victims out there. They cannot just voice themselves out like me, because I was gifted with a strong feeling, but nobody knows that if ever I am trying to be strong enough in order to give out my statements, my heart deep inside and my soul is being crushed. I'm just trying to pretend that I am not affected by all these issues regarding me, but it has been killing my soul, it has been killing my name, it has been sabotaging me as a person throughout the years, throughout the world. And it's very, very sad that right now that this teacher has this issue being humiliated by Raffy Tulfo, accusing this, that she has been violating the law, the child abuse law, that she was being humiliated throughout the world, and yet nobody has seen, nobody has ever realized how humiliating more than anybody else what he has cost me. It's very, very sad. Nobody was able to see mine. I was there in order to seek some help from Raffy Tulfo in the first place because of bullying, and yet at the end he was the one who really pressed more. He was the one who even crucified me more for the whole world in order to judge and crucify me. Is this really justice? Where is the justice here? I am so glad that I have the right. There is democracy here in the Philippines, that anyone who can go to YouTube. And right now, because I was already restricted to do my own live video in order to give my statements, so now I was really very disappointed. So I'm trying to say that there is democracy, but on YouTube there is no democracy unless the rest will be trying to tell anything against me, but they were not restricted. If you can go back to YouTube or if you can go back to Facebook, there's a lot of statements against me, but they were never been restricted. Only now that Mystica has been trying to state out her statement because of this Tulfo that has been very, very biased and has been humiliating a lot of people, not only me. And I know there's a lot more people out there who are now suffering from the humiliation and from the social and mental and emotional distress like I do have for the rest of my life. This hatred that I do have right now has been planted throughout the years, and that will never go. It will never be just, it's like what everybody's saying, that come on, move on. This is something that anyone cannot just go and move on, because when somebody has already tagged you the name like baliw, crazy, buwang, or anything in that sort, I am sure that they had already killed themselves as well, just like Adora, who was already crucified and tagged as the king or the queen of gold diggers. Anyone who's been tagged as a gold digger or as a scammer, of course, that is a very, very serious, that is a very, very serious word or a very serious statement that anyone can ever possess. Especially if you are already being tagged and being crucified already, not even through the process of the law, in due process of law. And he had already made a statement, a final conclusion, a final decision, a final allegation. He felt that he is already the law and he is already the court, the judge. Can you see my point? I mean, this is a simple violation of all that's been put in our Republic Acts or in our Constitution. What's the point of putting all those laws about cyberbullying, those laws about bullying itself, those laws about mental abuse, emotional abuse, women's abuse? Where is justice here? Now that I have this YouTube, what is left? Just for me to voice it out, and then later on, who knows that YouTube is going to close their door as well, because I am here trying to voice out my cries, trying to voice out my words, my feelings, my pains, my emotions, my mental distress, and everything, because this Raffy Tulfo has caused me all this. But nobody seems to feel and understand. And now that I'm asking the help of the Senate, most especially to Senator Antonio Trillanes, I am asking for his help, that once and for all, please show to the whole world, because you are the person that I can see you've got the balls in order to fight these people. It's either they are the government people or the media people. I am sure that Senator Trillanes would be able to help me with this one. So please, show to this whole world that once and for all, somebody is going to give me justice. Otherwise, I am going to take all these pains and sorrows and miseries all my life until I end up to my grave. But I hope before I can go to that grave, just like what Adora has done to herself, I am hoping that once and for all, somebody's going to show to the whole world that people in the Philippines has voted him or have voted them I'm talking about the majority of the people here, have voted them to be there in the Senate in order to help us, because we are the government. The government is of the people, by the people, and for the people, and we, as the people of the Philippines, are the ones giving you an authority in order to rule, in order to protect, and in order to save us. So why can't you just give this chance? Why can't you just give this chance in order to give justice, not only to me, but to all those victims of Raffy Tulfo, once and for all? This is the greatest time that we really do need you. Please focus on this one, because there's a lot of victims here anymore. And how many more victims are they going to destroy and continue sabotaging their lives? How many more Mystica is going to open up their mouth? I am asking all the victims to come out. Please come out and be the voice of everybody right now, for Christ's sake. This is your time to show that you are not weak. This is the time that you have to go right there and fight, because God is within you, and God Himself is the Spirit that lives in you. So now it's your word, it's God's word, in order to justify what this Raffy Tulfo has done to you, and has done to the whole victims of the Philippines throughout the world. This is the right time to act right now, before another Adora is going to kill herself. This is a wake-up call for everybody. This is the right time to do it right now, before anything else, before something bad can ever happen again. Please do that, for Christ's sake.